to give you some ideas on how to tell.
I like your information.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Is that all you guys need from me?
No.
I think so, yeah.
If you need any photos, let me know, cause I've got them, otherwise I'm just gonna keep them in a file.
Yeah, keep them on file. I
Get my stuff on it.
might be curious to stop here with you.
Congrats or condolences.
All right, very good.
I don't know.
Bribery.
You let
Right,
me
for a
know.
while.
Quid pro quo. I know.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Quid pro quo.
Hi, Brad. Okay. I'm out.
Wrapped in brown.
You guys have fun.
Yeah.
I am.
Fun
you can have.
Yeah, I have.
You share?
I only got 4 of them.
1, 2, 3, there's 4 of you up there right now.
Call me William one more time, you ain't my friend.
William.
There you go. Josh, you want a cookie?
No, I don't want any part of this.
He's a smart man.
He's a chicken.
If you're interested, the Cowgirls are losing.
Oh,
It's third quarter, 38-36.
I heard.
They have time.
They were down by 8.
They'll be fine.
Willie, did you bring enough to share?
Only 4.
Call him William.
Oh, man, that's terrible. I suppose Marie made them.
No, Chloe,
Oh. Well, we should have them all out here so we can have them.
you know,
Maybe some juice.
juice
Okay.
boxes.
That's what, just hide it.
No, you can't have no cookies. 'cause
Cell phone time, say it's time? It is. All right. Call the meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please take roll.
Councilman Coleman.
Here.
Councilman Wilson.
Present.
Councilman Nixon.
Here.
Councilman Evans.
Here.
Mayor Grace.
Here. You have before you an agenda. I do not believe there are any changes or amendments to the agenda, so I would entertain a motion to approve agenda.
Make a motion.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry. Moving on to the appointments. Tabitha is working in an official capacity, but she needs the oath of office to be officially official. So Doug, would you take care of that for us, please?
You can call me. You want to read it or?
No, you. Really not understand it.
Okay. I, Tabitha Ennis,
I, Tabitha Ennis,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend the Constitution
obey, and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
that I have not knowingly violated any law related to my appointment,
I have not voluntarily,
knowingly violated
knowingly violated any
law
law
related
related to
my appointment,
my appointment
or caused it to be done by others,
or caused it to be done by others,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
and I will discharge my duty of office with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, she's officially official now. And then, under appointment there, item number 2 is the Platte County Economic Development appointment. I'm looking at you
Oh, you told me you had somebody chosen to do that.
for Platte County Economic Development.
Yeah, for PCD.
You know how Candy would come to the meetings?
Yep.
For the board meetings?
Mhm.
So I think probably what? you decided.
You're gonna have to remind me, who did I have in mind?
I don't know, you didn't say.
You're staying, aren't you, Tracy? Like,
I'm there every time.
Tracy's gotta be there. Tracy's gotta be
I run the deal.
that's
You-
kind of
Anyways.
thought maybe there was a
She's
change
hired.
here.
I don't love
County
this.
Economic Development.
I think I got enough off-duty retirement jobs.
Brandon, I can go.
Well, all right, well then I would ask for confirmation to appoint Tabitha to that
Second.
board.
So moved.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. I guess you're
Loud and
going.
firm.
I know, right?
Just down at like the Capitol.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda items. For the purpose of discussion, I would entertain a motion to approve and place to record the consent agenda items.
And seconded.
All right, is there discussion?
I feel like anything really stuck out this month.
Well, the water tower's going, those are some big checks.
That's coming.
Yeah, you did pretty good, Tempest. I only had one question. You answered it.
I had highlighted on mine too, Will. I just didn't know what it was.
What's that?
Alterations. Yeah, Tempest answered it, so that's what I recommended.
Maybe I made him call.
Not everybody's built like Chinese.
Stop.
Sorry.
All right, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry.
What's she doing, standing?
So that brings us to
Aaron,
petitions,
there's definitely
memorials,
seats up here.
It's okay, I just got done working out.
proclamations and public comments. Item number 1 on the agenda is Don Hale.
Thank you, guys. If you, it's okay if I sit here?
Cause you got a bad back.
Well, I do.
We know.
Thank you.
Carry
So,
all those
obviously, you guys know we had a fire out there. And I guess I understand that now we're going to just grind the material. Well, maybe we're not.
We're headed.
Confirmation on that. I've been told that's the new idea.
Yeah, we're definitely headed that way. I don't know what between now and then looks like. I know that Until there's some things drastically changed, we're not gonna burn anything else, I'll guarantee you that. I mean,
Well, I mean, it burned my property, Amy.
oh yeah, we're well
Johnson,
aware,
or
we
whatever
know,
her
we
name
know
is
what we
now.
burned.
I mean, you got Judge Cole. I mean, you guys, this is ridiculous. I mean, you're literally like 3 or 4 feet away from my fence line. And it's just a bad situation. It went that away instead of that away. I mean, I could have been burned up. And this is just crazy. I complained to the last city manager. You know, we're supposed to be burning green waste, which is branches, but yet we have plastic bags full of grass, treated posts, painted posts or painted wood. There's even plywood in there right now. That ain't green. Yeah, technically it's wood, except for the plastic. I mean, that's just not kosher.
Yeah, we're trying to work through the deficiencies and come up with a resolution, and it's not simple.
And I agree with you. I've been in the wood business for like 45 years. And I've had chippers and hammer mills and other things. And, you know, talking to some of the city people, they said they had a guy come in and grind the material for them. And I guess it worked out. I'm not sure. But, you know, for the most part, grinders are expensive. They literally are.
Yeah, we used to own one. We don't
Well,
anymore.
you owned a tub grinder. That's for a hay buster. That's for hay. That ain't for grinding. Literally, a wood weight is called a Peterson grinder. I mean, they're massive. They're 800 horsepower. I mean, those things will just eat a stump up in a heartbeat. They have giant hammers. And, you know, you have Billy Bob that drives a spike into a tree, and he's making a tree house. This thing don't care. But the chipper will wipe out every knife in that chipper. It's gone. You're just wasting your money. And, you know, the transfer station's been kind of a boondoggle ever since it's been in there. You're on 5 acres. You guys need 25 acres. Larry Westerman was a crazy engineer. I don't know why he even thought of this. It should have been down there on the state property on Antelope Gap Road. I mean, literally, it should have been. You got acres and acres of ground that you could have put the material, set up, but because 20 people along Antelope Gap Road complained, it's better to run it down YO where the dump used to be. And when you were burning at the dump, there was never a problem because you had a buffer area, it was taken care of. Everything was, I mean, guys, we're neighbors here. We can't keep, I mean, literally, we're neighbors. I'm neighbors with you. Willie, I've known you forever. Jason, Brandon, I mean, I know you guys. We can't just because, you know, it costs a few bucks, we're gonna burn this person out. I mean, this is crazy.
Well, that was never the intent.
And I understand that, Brandon. I understand that. And I know you guys are not being malicious in any way or, I mean, I talked to the last city manager about this, and but it was kind of like, you know, we need our burn permit. And so it's kind of a sad situation. I really would like to see you do something. I mean, Cheyenne has a way of grinding this or whatever, and they mulch it, whether they sell it or whatever it is they do. I don't know. But that's the way you should do it. I mean, literally. I mean, how else do you, take care of the material? Burning it just adds more waste. I mean, you got CO2, everybody's complaining about the CO2 levels, but technically, why don't we mulch it and reuse it? It's great mulch. I'm pushing that you guys try to do some kind of, recycling of this product. I mean, get rid of the grass that sort of smolders forever and it doesn't burn. The plastic bags are not green. We've got to do something different than this. Why not put the green waste, down at that section there on the Antelope Gap and, process it there. Just simply process it. Grind it up, sell it, do whatever you gotta do with it there. I think you've got a lot of room there. The state's not gonna give you any hassle.
County.
Well, it's a state section, school section. And the county's running, they have their stuff where they, keep their asphalt and concrete and stuff there. I mean, it's a pretty logical spot. Got a lot of room to work, pile up the branches and stuff, and then just grind them up, and I don't know what you do with them. Sell it to the public, do whatever. Hell, I take some. I'll take some. It's great mulch. Can we consider that instead of possibly burning it? Because literally, you guys are like within 3 or 4 feet of my fence line. And it just takes, obviously, wind blowing the right direction. It blows over, gets the grass on fire, and if it's in the summertime and heads to the north, I'm gonna go out there and try to put it out, I guess, because there ain't nobody else gonna get there fast enough.
Yeah, we actually workshopped this very topic at 5:30 tonight before this meeting, and you're echoing a lot of the sentiments and the ideas that we threw around in an exploratory phase of Dean, the sanitation manager for the city, is going to garner some information from towns, big and small, like Cheyenne, like you referenced, on how they have successfully transitioned their program into what it is, because if you look at Cheyenne's, it looks successful compared to what we're floundering around doing. So, I mean, it's a work in progress, and there's going to be some growing pains to get from here to there, and learning curve for the citizens and neighbors, friends. But it's something that I think is on all of our radars, and I would not disagree with anything that you said. I concur, and we are exploring and trying to come up with a better.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hear on deaf ears. I mean, burning is easy. Grinding is not so easy. Mulching is not so easy.
Well, like we discussed
Burning is easy.
prior, we're gonna come to a time where they're not gonna let us burn.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
Which would be pretty soon.
yeah. And so that's what we talked about earlier tonight, was finding alternatives here, so.
And I appreciate, that's why I came here. I just like to push this, because this one we got away with relatively, I don't know, maybe not, but relatively easy.
Well, it definitely could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
Definitely.
There you go. Exactly. Could have been worse.
It's not good, but it could have been worse.
And that's just part of I guess, where we're at. And, the world's changing, we're changing, the county's growing, or the city's growing. It's amazing to watch how many branches go by my place.
We talked about exactly.
It's just amazing how much wood waste or whatever
Well,
waste it is.
Dean said tonight, starting in about April to October, he can do 7 of those roll-off bins a day.
It's crazy.
Full.
Yeah, I sit there and watch it
5
go
days
by.
a week. And then 2 rounds of that on Saturday.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable how much wood waste we create in this county or the city. And we got to come up with a plan, because I don't think burning's going to be the answer unless you get an area like the landfill was, where it's a big area where you can control it and then just bury it at night.
And we had different fire people in here that helping us hash through this concern as well. And the end state is, yes, we're gonna, like I said, very shortly be unable to burn. So we are considering all viable options at this point. And they were tasked out this evening, before y'all showed up, to go out and do some research and find out how can we do this, what's gonna be the cost effectiveness, look at other communities to see how best they're doing it, so we can emulate the products and processes they're doing in their communities as well. And believe me, when this first happened, we all terrified. I mean, I was in here the next morning, and Tabitha's going, okay, how, what? I want facts, not opinions. Let's get this solved so we can look forward. I'm not an opinion person, I'm a facts person. I want to hear how we can best do this in another way, to save people, to save properties, because we know it's your livelihood. And you're right, we are neighbors, but we all rely on each other.
I agree.
So the end state is, yes, we are going forward with this very heartily, trust me. Because all of us got the phone calls, and all of us heard the sirens, and we all know how it impacts people.
And I think Dean wants to do a good job. I mean, I've been down there multiple times talking with the man, and he is concerned, he wants to do a good job. I mean, he's taken a real effort in trying to do this, from what I've seen of the guy. I mean, he wants to try to do a good job.
Giving him the reins to pursue.
Yeah.
And
He's
I mean,
talked to me frequently in the past about ways to improve the processes. I mean, we've had endless discussions in the mornings of how he can possibly do things better, how he can save the town money, how he can improve the processes that exist. So he's looking for different ideas and he's accepting them as well. So he's at least not a blinders on person.
perfect, yeah.
So he's willing to accept that. Because we all know what happens when we put the blinders on and he gets focused on one end result.
Correct. I have one other thing I'd like to, of course I got it. When they put this thing in, the transfer station, I was told, we're gonna have tarped loads. We're gonna make sure that we don't have stuff blowing. Yeah, oh yeah, smile away there. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. I mean, I counted 3 or 4 plastic bags in the fence on the way down Wyo. I mean, nobody tarps. The city doesn't tarp. I mean, a roll-off can put the thing over. I dodge branches. It's amazing. There's a mattress in the road going that way or going towards the land or transfer station. Yet the people went there and came back out and they said, look, Mabel, there's a mattress just like ours. I mean, it's, do they stop and pick it up? No, we dodge it. Supposedly, I was told that when this goes in, that there was gonna be regular patrols. I would hope for Tuesday and Thursday, but you know, to pick up the garbage off the side of the, I mean, I get bags full of in my fence and then it blows over, the wind rips it up and it's all over the place. And we're out there picking it up. It just gets old. It was supposed to happen. Can we just implement this? Just, how hard is it to take a tarp and throw it over your load and go down the road? I mean, I'm your neighbor, I'm other people's
I
neighbor.
think that rule exists.
But nobody enforces it.
Well, we need to visit with the sheriff and the police personnel and ask them to step it up.
The easiest way to enforce is that when they pull into landfill and they don't have a tarp, give them a ticket.
Yeah, it's $50.
Yeah.
They've done that before.
I mean, that's the easiest way, because they're the ones that aren't on emergency
I'm
calls.
in the contracting business, not me to interrupt you, but if I go to another place and they have a tarp load and I have a dump truck full of stuff and I pay double. I'll pay double. I mean, it's just, if I have a 10-ton load of stuff and it's $25 a ton, I get nailed.
And it doesn't have to be tarped, but I think it has to be tied down, secure. I think it's
Covered or tied down.
Yeah, you can, if you have branches, you can rope it or.
Correct, yeah, I think you're right, Doug.
Yeah, but I think the easiest thing is when they pull into that landfill and they're not tarped or tied down, secured, then just.
I mean, it's a hazard to the road because there's branches or,
Well, yeah.
I mean, that hill, it's just like this all the way there.
Especially in the evenings.
I mean, you're
You
just
just leave
gonna,
at night, you're gonna roll up on it quick and
Yeah.
it's not gonna be pleasant. I ride 2 wheels a lot.
yeah.
Trust me, I'm very aware
I mean,
of.
there was a guy the other day in a scooter. And I come over the hill and here he is and he doesn't have a little flag or anything. I'm going, what are you thinking, buddy? But, you know, if there's trash and you swerve, it's a bad situation. I just think that we need to maybe enforce that and try to give people more.
Up there.
Well, and the right people are in the room to hear the message to help us out with that.
I would appreciate that.
And we can visit with Dean about also making sure that whoever's on the scale is sending the message loud and clear that will, start being policed and enforced.
It may not happen overnight, but
No, but
I mean, we need to graduate this in there so that we have to try to keep our county and city clean. I mean,
You understand, my smiling was not in any derogatory way.
oh no, I appreciate it.
Going back and forth there myself, I
Yes.
see it myself going out there.
I
And
appreciate
like I
it.
said, riding a motorcycle, I'm very aware of when people don't secure their loads properly and tires in places and I kinda like staying on the rubber side, not the shiny side.
It's tough when you're, yeah. But that's really all I have to, and I do appreciate you guys' time and your effort to try and get this. I know it's an ongoing problem with everything in the town, but hopefully we can get this going.
We get there,
It takes time,
yes.
and I'm not saying it's gonna happen tomorrow, but I'd appreciate if we could do a little effort towards it.
Absolutely.
And thank you very much.
I appreciate you coming in.
Well, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.
Sure.
Would you just come to make sure your dad stayed in line or what?
Well, no.
Lies.
Moral support.
That's what Lori's here for. Right.
I'm just the bouncer.
I know it, yeah.
We know you, we know you.
But I knew the sheriff was gonna be here and I didn't want him to go to jail, you know. Or if he does go to jail, I might get to, hey, maybe stick him in a good cell with some other guys, give him a little taste.
Also in this section, well, is there any other public comment at this time?
If I may address the council,
Absolutely.
if I may come up and hand out a piece of paper with it.
It ain't a summons, is it?
Summons, no.
You go like this, don't touch it until you read from
It's
here.
called a subpoena.
I can hand it out for you guys here.
Yeah, yes, you want to get to my house.
So I kind of came in a little bit late. I called Tabitha this morning and I didn't realize there was a council meeting tonight, so I apologize for not being on the agenda and making sure I got on. I come to you guys as a member of the newly formed Muley Fanatics chapter for Wheatland. We started our chapter last year around August, September, when we did our first fundraising event for a golf tournament here in town. With the funds that we raised during that golf tournament, we were able to allocate $5,000 of the money towards research for muley migration that was being effective for wind turbines. So we've already been able to do that. And we have our annual banquet coming up May 10th, and we are looking for sponsorship for that upcoming banquet. The money that we raise from that banquet is going to go help towards preservation of our mule deer population. We've been seeing a huge decline over the last several years, roughly 40% in the last several years, and it's making an impact for our community. I talked to Wade Stoll, who taxidermist here in town, and he's seeing a huge decline in his business for just the amount of deer that are coming in. The quality of deer are not what they used to be. So we're wanting to try to put money towards helping bring that up, working with Game and Fish to try to maybe change the hunting seasons a little bit for our area. The other thing that we're really wanting to do and focus towards with the money that we raise is for the youth. I mean, we want to get youth out into the outdoors. We want to help fund and pay for the hunter safety cards and what it takes for kids to go get hunter safety. One of the other programs that we are wanting to do is work with the main chapter, which is or the headquarters, which is in Green River. They do a lot of hunts for disabled kids, and we want to bring that to Platte County. We want to work with some of our local outfitters and bring some of those disabled kids that aren't able to do it, and we want to get them animals. So that's where this money is going to go towards. On the back of the letter I gave you guys are kind of the 6 main sponsor levels that we have. Not listed on there, we do have a general donation sponsor level that is not one of those 2. So it's whatever the council or the town would be willing to do. So that's kind of where we're at with the muleys. So the muley, it's started in Wyoming. It was started by a couple guys that were part of the Mule Deer Foundation. They didn't like the amount of money that was going towards the head or the main people's pockets to make them richer. So they started the Muley Fanatics. And so for our chapter and what they do, so 70% of the money that we raise in our chapter stays in this county. And then we're able to use it. 30% does go back towards the headquarters to help them fund their buildings, and they've got a few employees that do that. So that's kind of where the money is allocated.
What's anybody's thoughts?
I think it's very, something really good for our area especially, and, you know, especially getting out with the youth and things like that. I see a lot of give back that could potentially be there. I think it'd be worth our time and effort to take a look at what we can do to help with a banquet or whatever.
So what would you like from us, Brett? Is there something that you want?
I'm not gonna put a dollar amount, or I mean, we're looking for anything and everything that we can to help get stuff to help with the banquet. I mean, we're gonna get firearms. We're wanting to get some firearms to raffle off and auction to help build the money. Other raffle items, we've got meal costs that we're having to do. So there's different things that we'd be putting towards that money towards.
No, I think it's a phenomenal thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I believe this is well worthwhile. The only pause I have for is a 30% overhead, you know, to send back to the state. And that's the only thing I'm kind of like, that's a high overhead for a nonprofit, in my opinion.
So from what I understand about the Muley Fanatics, and I will say that what I know is very small, or not Fanatics, excuse me, the foundation, the Muley Foundation, the nationwide thing. What they keep at the local level is like only maybe 20%.
I understand.
So granted, with this, we do get a lot more money. I understand, you know, I hate seeing 30% go to headquarters, but on the other hand, I understand where they're coming from of helping out funding and with what they need to do there. And unfortunately, I don't have the control over.
No, understood. Like I said, that's the only thing that's giving me pause for pause. And looking at most nonprofits, it's usually significantly lower. You're talking 18 to 25%, generally speaking, for something like that. That's why I just took a pause and wow.
Understandable.
Sorry, the money thing came into my head again.
You're fine.
You know me, Brad.
You're absolutely fine, sir.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you mind?
Yes.
You said the mule deer population is down 40%?
Over the last, what did I say? Over the last 20 years, 40% we've lost the mule deer population in the area.
And you said that was due to?
I mean, it depends on who you talk to. Game and Fish will tell you a wide variety of different things. CWD is obviously a factor in that. But we're also finding, and we're working with the local biologists in the area. We have a huge population of mountain lion right now, and mountain lion are going after the fawns and the younger deer. Coyotes are kind of big right now too, so coyotes are going after those fawns. And
so it's natural, they're natural things that are happening.
Some,
so
yes.
Just, and that's just maintenance
and
conservation of the.
A lot of things we're seeing too is animals that are getting hit on the interstates and the highways. A lot of the big high fences that you see when you drive around, those are actually funded by the Muley Fanatics Foundation, or it helps support. And ultimately, I think that's one of our goals is to work and try to get some high fences put up on the interstate where we have a higher population of animals getting hit.
We're all arguing about this.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I will make a motion that we do the dinner sponsor for $500.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Awesome. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it.
If anybody cares, Wyoming Cowgirls just won.
Oh, good.
Here I was sitting here wondering.
Well, you were me earlier because you said they were losing.
They beat them.
Nom, do we have other public comments at this time?
Are you ready, Tracy?
You knew I was going to her next, didn't you?
Gee, you see her stirring over there. Come on.
All right, give it to us, Tracy.
Okay. Okay, I trust that you, got the packet this month. There wasn't a whole lot of change on the economic wellness report. Everything seems to be holding pretty steady. I'd say the main, maybe observation that I made, I'm sure you made as well, is the last couple months our lodging tax dollars have been down, but you know that, I think, if you look back traditionally, January, February, March, that would hold steady as well, just the kind of cold winter months. So I think those will start picking up here pretty soon. And, you know, as that goes, so does our sales tax and everything when we don't have as many people visiting. So not a big surprise there. I did send the article that was out of Calgary State Daily talking about Wyoming growing in the lead in the race for rare earth minerals. And I don't know if you guys might be interested, but Tabitha will, you know, be the PCED appointee to the PCED meetings. But if any of you or all of you ever want to come to the meeting, this March meeting I think is going to be really interesting. It will be March 19th. Our meetings are always the third Wednesday at 7 a.m. at Platte Valley Bank. And the reason I think this March meeting is going to be especially interesting is I have Joe Evers, the man that was quoted in the article that's the president of Wyoming Rare. He's going to be at the meeting.
Sorry, what time?
7 a.m. on Wednesday, March 19th at Platte Valley Road.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Jim.
So, yeah, so if you want to meet him or hear what he has to say, ask him questions, he'll be at the meeting.
Be at Westminster.
And then the other person that's going to be at the meeting that I think will be really interesting is a man named John Jenks, and he is a director at the Wyoming Energy Authority. So I was working on bringing Mr. Evers in February, and it just didn't work with his schedule. So I saw him at the chamber banquet and at the Ag Appreciation banquet, and he said, you know, can I come in March since it didn't work in February? And I said, yeah, you know, you can sure come in March, but I have John Jenks coming from the Wyoming Energy Authority. And he said, oh, I will definitely be there. I need to meet him. So I'm really excited about getting some of the players to the table and having that opportunity for people to network that way. So if you guys are interested in hearing what those gentlemen have to say, I would certainly invite you to come. If you are going to come, let me know just so we have enough chairs set up, because I think we'll have a full board that day. So the article I thought was very, I thought it was, you know, really positive in terms of the things that are happening. And another thing I thought was interesting, the last time Joe Evers came to one of our meetings, he was talking to Levi Mickelson, and they were talking about how the fines out at the plant already have all those rare earth minerals in them. And Joe, you know, he was super excited about that too. He said, well, that's already mined and just sitting there. And so he's really pushing for the production side of things to be in Platte County, because if the minerals are in Albany County, he knows that the infrastructure and the support services are going to need to come out of Wheatland. So in order for Wheatland to even do that, they have to have the income from that. So that's why he's pushing production in Platte County. So lots going on, and I think that it'll be an exciting time in the next couple of years. You know, look like Zelensky and Trump, maybe that fell apart. Maybe we won't have Ukraine rare earth minerals. Maybe
Anything that you need from me or, okay, if there ever is, let me know.
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. I would, I guess, as far as the public comments go, we took a letter of proposal for a safer entrance at the Memorial Dog Park down in, the little Derringer Park. And, in our workshop, we also discussed this. We'll be putting a second entranceway, basically just exactly across the dog park from where the current entrance is. And also the department head of the Parks Department, which is Toby Honnold, he kind of took it one step further and he'd like to budget and pour a sidewalk from where they park to the main entrance gate of that as well. He said they're starting to wear a pretty good trail in there, and he said it's, you know, quite a ways across grass, and there's some older patrons that frequent it and donate to it. And I guess maybe changes coming to the dog park, something that I will freely admit that I was not 100% on board with, but after seeing it used the way that it's being used, some upgrades certainly are deserved there. Any other public comment at this time? We'll move on. Yes, yes.
Hi all, I'm Trisha Cancino. For those of you that I haven't met yet, I'm the CEO for the Platte County Chamber of Commerce. I would like to introduce my new executive assistant, Mackenzie Whittekind. She comes to us from all over and a variety of experience. She's was working with the USDA, and you know how that turned out. So she's with us now. We're very lucky to have her. Just a quick update on what's been happening at the chamber. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting. We had the Agriculture Appreciation Banquet. It was the largest in multiple years. From what I understand, we had over 300 in attendance. And it was a good time had by all. And if you got to come, thank you for coming. If you didn't, mark it for your calendars next year. It'll be a good one. We're changing membership platforms at the chamber. A lot of big changes we're doing there, and a lot of legislative issues being, because I'm the chamber, I get to be involved in some of these things, and so make sure that if you have issues going forward, let me know. Come visit us at the chamber, come tell us what it is that this community, you think this community, or what you as a community member would like to see in our businesses. We are, again, I can't thank Tracy DeReich enough for us coming together and working together for our community, and seeing what we can accomplish together instead of swimming upstream. We're swimming together. So again, if you have any questions, please come see me at the chamber. You want to know who we are? Come sit down. Any rumors you're here? Come ask me. I'll tell you. We're pretty transparent where we're at and in how we're doing things and where we're going. So anything else, just let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment at this time? Hearing none, we will move on to, we don't have any unfinished business, we'll move on to new business, item number 1, which is resolution number 4-2025. It's a MRG application that needs to be signed by the mayor. This is a submission for the federal mineral royalty grant, and it would be for the 16th Street Infrastructure Improvement Project.
I make a motion to approve resolution 4-2025 for the MRG application.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 2 is resolution number 5-2025, which is a budget amendment. And I think, Tabitha, you can talk more of the details of this.
Yeah, so the 15,000 was for the break room at the sanitation department. So they've been eating their lunch inside. It's pretty smelly and gross. Anyway, so that'll give them a little break area to be able to have their lunch. The other one will be capital projects, and that one will just be for the ladder truck. So it kind of, we're casting out those CDs, that'll be revenue, and then we're gonna expend it out.
As we discussed before.
Yep, so that's exactly what that is. That's the only two items I have on there.
Make a motion to approve resolution 5-2025 for the budget amendment.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Well, and then we had item number 3, which is 16th Street change order. And by the time we print the agenda and get rolling, we already have an additional change order number 2 that was sitting on your counter in front of you. So,
That one changed. It was like $36 and now it's $50-something.
$53, yeah.
So this one's way better than the
We
first
get,
one.
charge an extra 13, give you 56 back.
Yeah, the first one is a bigger number than the second one for sure. And I might even go on record as saying this change order number 2 might be the very first change order that I've ever seen that resulted in a decrease of cost to the town.
I kind of thought that too.
It might be the first time I've ever seen a change order that decreased the cost.
Don't give them that much credit.
It's $53.76, but it's $53.76 we're keeping. And that might be a first in my 16, 17 years of sitting up here.
The only kind we should approve.
So for the purpose of discussion, I guess can we just lump them together?
Yeah, just, you can make a motion and direct you to sign those, 2 change orders, change order number 1 and change order number 2, I think is what it's marked as.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the 16th Street change orders number 1 and number 2.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Moving on to the agenda item number 4, which is an airport hangar purchase and lease agreement. I think probably Doug, you can speak to this deeper
Yes,
if need be.
Yeah. It's all been signed by the Ashenhurst. It's a purchase agreement, as I think the new council members know, but we're obligated under our grant applications in the past to start trying to purchase the hangars out at the airport. I think this may be our 5th one, I can't tell you. We only have so much money every so often, and so this is one, what we purchased. We then, if they want to, they can lease it back, and so that's what's happened here. And the Ashenhurst have signed both of these, and then we'll own the property, and then we lease it back to them. And I think it's a triple net lease where they pay us rent, pay the utilities, and pay the taxes on it. So, and also pay insurance.
And all the airplanes.
And own the airplanes. And it's a long-term lease. Yeah.
Only airplanes can be stored.
Yeah, only airplanes, yes.
Directly.
Aviation.
Aviation equipment. I mean, if you had a.
Yeah.
So. And I don't know how much money, Josh keeps track of it, I don't know how much money is left for airplane hangar purchases for this year, this federal fiscal year, which ends in October.
I'm gonna guess with the 2 we've done, it probably depleted whatever.
I think it did.
Allotment.
And he'll probably ask for some more.
So they're about equal now.
I think the other one was 140. So we're tickling 300,000, and I think it was 350.
Yeah, you need a motion to approve.
We have these looked at, right? So it's not just a number.
Yeah, no, they're appraised and.
Yeah, we can't use federal funds without, they have an appraisal, then they reappraise it,
And a
then-
third party looks at it.
Third
I
party.
mean, it's-
And then also we have very little, we can't offer them less than the appraisal.
Of course.
And then,
They can't
if,
count
if
it.
they want some more, they have to justify it, and we really haven't had that issue.
So I think Alan Matson also left you a little message up there.
Yep. He said for this to all go through before, so it doesn't have to wait for the next council meeting, that we approve the contract. And then number two, approve the, lease. And then also include in the motion to approve that the mayor has is authorized to sign once the closing documents have reached town hall. That way it can get closed and done before then, they don't have to wait for the next meeting.
Right.
So whoever makes the motion, be sure to include the verbiage that the mayor is authorized to sign the closing docs.
Make a motion to approve the hangar purchase and lease agreement from Ashenhurst. I'll also make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the closing documents.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry. Agenda item number 5 is amendment to the state loan and investment agreement loan, CW 0076 for the wastewater lagoons.
So they're decreasing our interest on it. It was at 2.5 and they're dropping it at 1%. So, yeah, we go.
1.5.
What is this windfall that we're getting here tonight?
Wow.
Don't argue.
Twice in one day.
You don't pay over.
It's a new council member, this is what it is.
Maybe so. Maybe there's a good vibe. Well, I would entertain a motion to approve the amendment for the Lagoon CW 0076 loan agreement.
So move that we approve the CW 0076 Lagoon agreement as presented.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion to carry. Agenda item number 6 is to close out the capital improvement reserve CDs at Platte Valley and First State Banks.
Yep, so that's gonna be the, capital improvement, the ones that we put in there for like 16th Street and stuff like that. So those big $1 million CDs, that way we have
Oh, money to start the
fund
draw.
16th Street.
Or do we hold out for change orders and hope for money back?
Hope for our windfall to get bigger?
We should totally try
How much dice, how many dice we wanna roll, boys?
You gotta hope that the state
Like a
never
bunch of
raises grants.
$50 change orders.
Backfills you pretty fast. That's the
Right.
I think if you guys just make the motion so that when the CDs come due, we can cash them out.
Which
Make a
is
motion.
coming right up, isn't it?
Yeah, I
A
think
couple of
July was the latest.
I'll make a motion to close out capital improvement reserve CDs at Platte Valley and First State Banks upon their maturity. That work?
Second.
Perfect.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. New business agenda item number 7 is signature cards for the banks.
Yes, so we just need to appoint a couple people, because Candy and Alan are still on there. And so like these checks, I have to get Candy to come back in to sign. So we need to get a motion to add like me and Josh Hoffman is the pro temp, so Alan was the signature. So it was either you or Alan. And then Candy.
Yep.
So just need a motion for that.
I probably can't make the motion though.
Make a motion, we get the cards signed for signing for checks at the banks.
I think you
Signature
get signature cards.
Signature card.
And make it
Make it Tabitha.
Tabitha.
Josh Kaufman.
and Josh
Man,
Collins.
you're killing me.
Way to go, Ms.
Then
Lee.
remove Candy.
Okay, William, I took care of it.
Good job.
Here, have a cookie.
I don't want one.
You have one of those. It sounds like you got low blood sugar.
That's almost bedtime, Bill.
I know the feeling, Willie.
All right, we have a motion. Can we get a second?
Jeez, I butchered that. I apologize.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Any more poking Willie?
Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same
You
sign.
gotta go to bed.
Motion will carry.
Give her a more articulate motion.
Announcement wise, the next regularly scheduled, excuse me, council meeting will be right here on April 14th at 7 o'clock. At this time, no workshop scheduled, but that's subject to change, and